Yeah, look at that. I'm back. I'm back. You guys thought this was a joke. No, Stand Together Live is going to be going real. It's going to go coast to coast. There's going to be a lot of people that we're talking to. So I'm just going to set things up. It's going to take me a quick second, but I just want to make sure everybody's just getting situated. Make sure you have your questions, but this is going to be a real treat today in our next interview with Tez Bryant. He's going to be answering, as I said, questions. And remember, this is all about raising money for Give Together Now, www.givetogethernow.org. I'm just kind of searching through. I want to make sure that he's joining in. Okay, so I'm going to go down here, just do a little request. This takes a little bit more effort than I thought. Okay, I'm just finding some people. Hold on. This is a little bit challenging. Don't worry. This all takes a little time. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm just trying to... My fingers are too big. Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. I'm going to go live with Tez Bryant. Wait, I want to pin something. Before I pin something... Okay, there you go. All right, so I'm adding... I didn't pin anything. I tried. Maybe I could cancel it. Oh, look at that.
I'm here.
Tez is in there.
Hey,
Tez,
okay.
I tried to pin I tried to pin what was happening right now, but it didn't give me an opportunity to do so, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I want to make sure that everybody knows this is Stand Together Live with Dhani Jones and Tez Bryant. I want to make sure everybody knows that this is the real deal. This is what's up. This is really what's happening right now.
You crazy.
I tried to pin it, but I don't know how this thing's going to work. You know, the crazy thing about Instagram Live is there's so many people that are trying to do so many great things right now amid all this COVID-19 and just really get the word out about so many amazing things that are happening. And especially with us, Give Together Now, it's phenomenal. So I really, really appreciate you coming on the show.
Nah, it's a pleasure, man. The pleasure is all mine. I'm glad to be here. You know, the cause is great, and you know, I told Lauren over at Stand Together, you know, anytime she needs me when it comes to giving back and paying it forward, please don't feel free to call me at any time. You know, so it's a pleasure for me to be here, bro.
Well, we appreciate it. So let's get right into it. I mean, I just want to tell everybody for those that don't know me on your channel, right?
Yeah.
Tez,
Go ahead.
You got a lot of people out there.
Introduce yourself. Hey, I don't have that many people.
My name is Dhani Jones. I did play in the NFL for a little bit of time. I think I played against those Saints, the boys down in Louisiana a couple times.
Oh yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan though, bro. So
well, I played against the Cowboys too.
Okay.
You know, you can talk to the Cowboys about what I did to them. They can probably talk to you about what they did to me too. I just want to let everybody know this is Stand Together Live. We're going to bring you live stream interviews. We're going to have master classes and even a couple performances or two from the world's best. And I hope they can leave you with a little something that gives you something to kind of feel good about. There's a lot of challenging things that are happening right now during this time, and we just wanted to lighten the mood, but at the same time give an opportunity for people to give and contribute to really those that are in need, and that's what Give Together Now is all about. So hashtag Give Together Now. If anyone wants to go to www.givetogethernow.org, it's really an amazing place where you can give money. And these are for people that are in need across the country, especially as it relates to COVID-19. So I think everybody knows who my guest is, Tez Bryant. He's the co-CEO of Blueprint Group and COO of Young Money Entertainment. I wish I had some background music because I just kind of want to bring you in. I wanted you to walk in through that door and say what's up. He's been named one of Complex Magazine's 25 most powerful people in rap. And there's late breaking news. And Tez, I want you to move right to the middle because I want people to see your face. Late breaking news. Tez, you're a dad.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them all about it. Come on, tell them.
New dad world, man. Yeah, it's been great. 5 weeks. I'm 5 weeks in on a new journey. My baby boy born, River Bryant. I got the heir to the throne, Sir River. He's in here. Pooping and peeing at a rapid race every day. But it's been great. Definitely been rewarding and eye opening and giving me a different outlook on life since I got something to pass. I got air to pass everything I've done down to, whether it's knowledge and making sure I'm good to make sure he's good. So it's been great.
All right,
Absolutely.
so two questions coming out of the gate. Why the name River?
Oh God.
Right? Because if you look, my name is Dhani, and people always ask me all the time, like, why did your parents name you Dhani? Right? And
I
I
didn't
didn't have a
think
name
so.
for two. I didn't have the name for 2 weeks, but my
I,
dad was like, I think I know what he or how he's gonna be, meaning me, and therefore he
yeah.
named me Dhani. So I'm always curious in terms of like how people come to the names.
Well, the one of the grandmothers picked the name. We was going through names for months. It seemed like everything I wanted was getting turned down. So I was just like,
It's not
I
your
want,
choice.
yeah, I wanted something unique though. I didn't want him to have my name, to so that he had to do anything that I did, and then any accomplishments that I had to do. I see a lot of people who have juniors and sons who kind of take after their name. I hear different feelings about that situation. So I was
Mm,
thinking, I was forecasting, thinking the future, and I knew I didn't want him, to feel any pressure to do anything that I've done or to have any type of success that I've had in life in the music business. So, I wanted him to be unique and give him his own name. And I wanted it to be something unique, something outside the box. I didn't want it to be anything regular. So, folks and some of the older folks in my family, like, look at me like River, like that boy gonna get picked on. That boy gonna get picked on all his life. Why you giving him a name like that, Tez? I'm like, Sir River is gonna be great. Watch it. He gonna put the name River on the map.
I love the name. I love the
Yeah.
name.
Thanks,
I
brother.
think River's a beautiful name, and I think that River will be running through those diapers. Just letting you know, because I'm sure you got a bunch of them.
Oh my goodness, man. Dude, he goes through at least 15 diapers a day. Like it's been rough, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know he was gonna pee and poop that much. It caught me off guard. The first week I got peed on and pooped on a little bit. I had gloves on. I wasn't used to it, you know what I'm saying? But I think he was just like, Daddy, you take it too long. Now my diaper changing game is off the chain. Like I'm under a minute, like pow, 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 wipe, underneath the balls and on the side, wrap them up. You good to go. He don't even cry anymore, so it's good now.
Look, it's definitely a skill that takes some time, and you better get used to it quick because there's going to be a lot of diapers that you need to change.
Oh
But
Lord,
we really appreciate you helping us give away a lot of this money, and Give Together Now has already raised
that's crazy.
$8.2
Eight point
million.
two million dollars. You hear that? You hear that, America? $8.2 million.
Tell them
If
again.
you're in need, if you're a family in need, that's why this campaign is so dope. The government is doing great things, amazing things by passing this stimulus package law, but that might take a long time and long and drawn out. A lot of other great people are doing great things, but I love what Stand Together is doing right now by raising this money and having it accessible right now for families, to be that's in need to be able to tap into. So it's a great campaign. It's a very amazing campaign. It's $8.2 million already, which is phenomenal. And I hope we could raise more money by bringing more awareness to those people that really are in need. So this coronavirus has been devastating to a lot of
Mm.
industries. So I'm thankful for the people that are doing work and the grocery store workers, the people in the medical field, everyone that's still around the clock doing their jobs right now. But for the people who really got affected, who has to be quarantined, this is just another great effort for that person that needs that extra helping hand, to tap into a resource. So I love it, and this is so dope.
There's a lot of people that need a helping hand, especially right now, considering everything that's going on. But I think something that people also need is to be able to kind of sit in their house and sort of reflect on sort of not only their life, but also be able to hear from people like yourself that have amazing stories. And I think one of the things that a lot of people know through the great feats that you've been able to do is that you have a really unique gift. You've been able to find these amazing artists and really tap into brilliance. I mean, you used to call me on my cell phone. You know what I mean? Like that's all you. But how did education play a role in helping you identify your unique gifts?
I think that it first and foremost, education indirectly, well, directly, but not just more so the skill set of education. Just how it played a role in my life right now in my career is the hallways of McMain Magnet. I got my school
Shout
calls
out.
my highest.
Big shout
Out
out.
McMain in New Orleans. During at that school is where I met Lil Wayne and McMain and Currency. We all was in the same school at the same time. So that introduction and the relationship was there, but as I especially these last couple years, I reflect on my life. I've been in music business 16 years. Been in music business 16 years. I go back, and when I was trying to figure out in life, what could I do with the state of the country before the coronavirus, with the state of the country divided and, what I'm saying, the black people looking for equality and being on a level playing field. I just started to think about, what could I do to, look at my life and see what impacted me so much that got me to this point that, I could kind of pay it forward and help out. When I circle back and look back over all those years, because I'm old now, it brought me back to that high school. You know what I'm saying? It brought me back to McMain, which was a essential part of my life. We grew up below the poverty line. Myself and a whole lot of other people from in the city of New Orleans. But McMain, which was a magnet school, gave us an outlet. So
Wow.
outside it, so we had to test to get into school, and once you got there, it taught us, gave us college prep school, and and then the former graduates to the school were people that kind of looked like me, that achieved different things in different places. So what that school gave me, first and foremost, besides the relationships that I mentioned, first it gave me the vision. I saw people that looked like me that were doctors and engineers and lawyers that would come around the school, come back and talk to the school, and I was like, damn, I could do this. I could get out and I could make it. So the path was blazed at that point. So from there I found my niche. My first entry to music was my first entry level to music, which I saw then, which I didn't know now. I mean, which I didn't know back then, was the marching band. Our school didn't have a marching band at all. I had played a couple other sports. I might play football for a day or two before.
You don't want to take that hit.
I don't want to take no hits.
You don't want to come across. You don't want to come across the middle.
That middle. You already know. So I did the dab. What I'm saying? I did the dab in some extracurricular activities, and one of my homeboys, Wes Watts, was like, "Yo, bro, let's get a petition and gotta start a marching band, man." I was like, I didn't know what the hell.
Wait, you started the marching band at your school?
Yeah. One of the pioneers.
What instrument do you play?
I'm a percussionist, but
Okay.
I play drum, cymbals. I play cymbals.
So you were in there like drum line?
I was a drum major. Yeah, drum line.
Okay.
Yes. And so that actually took me to Jackson State University. I went to college on a damn band scholarship. Listen, mind you, this is my junior year that all this is happening. So I just dove into something I never knew about, and then I found love for it. You know what I'm saying? I found love for it. I gained some valuable skills at my time at Jackson State University in the best band in the country. Another shameless plug, Sonic Boom of the South.
I'm
There it
sure there's
is
going to
right
be a
there.
lot of people that are just going to chime in and say that there's a couple other schools out there that
Yeah,
might
I
have
see
some
like
good
I
drum
see
lines
some
as well.
Fairview people in my comments right there in
It's
the
okay.
comments.
You know
I
what?
see
Tell
some
them to
people.
keep writing in. Tell them to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
whatever they got to
yeah,
say.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
there's
Yeah,
a
but
lot of other schools out there.
yeah, I see some hating
Howard.
jukebox man. Yeah. They don't know nothing about this. So the Jackson State University, I learned a lot of great things about life, about leadership, about working together. A lot of skill set came from planting seeds in my high school and my college experience, which I didn't realize was going to prepare me for the journey that I went on. So to sum that all back up, that's how education played a key role into all the success that I've gotten in my life right now.
I mean, there's a lot of parents that are faced with this new reality right now of homeschooling. So
Right.
so any advice to them as they're dealing with their sons and daughters that are coming back from the Jackson State University or coming back from the University of Michigan? Any advice to parents that have both college students and also younger students? Like, what do you need to do while you're at home?
I mean, I'm a new parent right now, so but I feel like right now, while everybody's home in quarantine, it's a great opportunity to explore that gift or that talent that you may have, or that it could be outside of the classroom. It might be a passion that you have. It might be photography. It could be anything. I feel like it's a good time since you're in the house, and kids these days, I didn't have the internet at my exposure when I was growing up. You can do a
Mm-hmm.
lot of research, blogs, books, to help,
Play the
help.
drums.
Yeah, play the drum, make your parents go crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a great opportunity, and there's a whole lot of tools out there these days, for kids to learn. You know what I'm saying? Outside of their core subjects, the homeschooling
Mm-hmm.
subjects that they're getting with their regular curriculum. I think that now is a time where that passion that they may have, that thing that they might feel good about, whether that deep down in their chest, they got time to really pay attention to it. Get out the video games for a little bit, and do some research. You know what I'm saying? Look at some interviews, some podcasts. There's a whole lot of information out there. So I think this is the time when you should hone on your skills, sharpen up your skills, and you know, get you some, get you some motivation to see whether there may be a path for you right there, that you didn't know about, that you can learn a little bit more about, that can get you going into that direction.
I love your energy right now because this is I can just look out my window and see people walking, and a lot of people have their head down, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember this meme or this basketball game where the basketball player runs past another one that has their head down. He just like picks his head up, right? We all need to pick our head up right now, because the opportunity can be around the corner. We don't even know where it essentially comes from. And I think the same thing happened to you, right? Lil Wayne asked you to be his manager.
Yeah.
And I don't think you were really prepared. Maybe you weren't necessarily prepared for him to ask you that. That's a big question. You were like,
Hell
what?
no, I wasn't prepared for that. No. I wasn't prepared for that at all, man. It was just he saw something in me that I didn't even see, that I didn't even know I possessed, and he gave me that shot because up until in school, I was a excuse me. I was a mass comm major. I was about to have a job at CNN, probably be producing and editing someone's show right now, So or I had a passion for teaching kids,
Right.
So I felt like I was going to be going to one of those different areas. Even though Wayne was my friend, my best friend from the time we were at McMahon, I just always thought, I sat out a couple semesters, went on the road a couple times, kind of try to see if that was the life for me. But I was like, during those times, I was like, nah, let me go back to Jackson State. This is not for me. So I was happy that my friend was succeeding in his dreams and the things that he was doing. Oh, my Wi-Fi went down? I don't know
It's
what the hell
okay.
you said
Keep going.
there.
Keep going.
Okay. Nah, so yeah, so like I said, I didn't know at all, that this was gonna be for me. I just got, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay,
Yep.
okay. So, I got that call from him, was like, yo, Tez, you know what I'm saying? I never had a manager before. Can you be my manager? And I was just like, I didn't, I prayed on it. I'm a very spiritual person to see if that was really me. Because like I said, I had job lined up, set up. This is my senior year in college. I had finally got to my senior. I did a little partying. I did graduated four, but I got out of there. You know what I'm saying? But this is the senior year of me about to graduate. And I prayed on it, and I got my message. That message is basically like, go out there and protect your friend, and you'll figure it out. You know, and that's what I told him. I was like, we smart, we can figure it out together. We can figure it out together. And let's just get it. And that's kind of how I jumped on a pathway of managing 16 years ago.
Man, and from there, you had, like I said, you had an opportunity. You've been able to manage so many amazing people.
Yeah,
I
been
mean,
blessed,
Drake,
been
Nicki
blessed, bro.
Minaj. I mean, you've been blessed in a lot of different ways. So, um, I guess as we think really about Give Together now and the amazing impact that it's making. A quick question. Tell us what Give Together now is, and how it's helping, and tell us about how you feel about Give Together now, right? Because Give Together now is helping people, it's helping families, people that are in need, those that need need money. And essentially
Right,
the government, to your point, is giving this money for the stimulus package, but unfortunately they may not get it soon enough. And
right,
now people are going to be able to get $500. They're going to be able to get a little bit of money in order to get by. People don't realize that there's a lot of families out there that are $400, $500 away from going broke completely.
yep, yep.
Um,
I
I
mean,
mean,
I appreciate Give Together now, and listen, Stand Together is a great network of a whole lot of different people who probably grew up and came up very different from me. So I appreciate, that organization and those people, that collective group of people pledging their own money to put in, to this fund that started to start getting it off the ground with Give Together now. Um, I came from nothing, man. I think that's the best way to say it, So I knew about uh 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 eating them corn and rice and my mama telling me, going without hot water because, what I'm saying, we couldn't pay the water bill, or the lights then went out, what I'm saying, because of different circumstances. My mom had me when she was 16. So
mm,
she was a child basically raising a child. So I saw those hardships, and I never forget that. I never forget where I come from. I still have family, even though I've been blessed to have everything that I have. I still have family who's, the everyday 9 to 5 workers and trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That, a lot of people in this country live check to check. And I've been there, what I'm saying? I've
yeah,
done that. I've done that. So I understand that need. I understand that, you know, one check, what I'm saying? One check could have you evicted and on the streets, So it's that important. So when Stand Together told me what they were doing, and I was like, this makes all the sense in the world. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Just another pot, whereas though that person could qualify and get some money right now. You know what I'm saying? The first of the month is coming up, man. It's so, I saw something, I was watching CNN earlier, and it was one of those speakers, that was just so tone deaf on basically, I think a reporter kind of asked them, what I'm saying, basically was telling the people who were complaining about losing their jobs, like, shut up, the stimulus package is coming and you're going to be
hmm,
okay. You know what I'm saying? So, but tone deaf to that one person, it's people right now sitting in their house, sitting in their living room, worrying about the first of the month coming up in 3 days.
yeah,
And even though, the government is doing their thing, it's not people who have the privilege, the privilege to, to wait it out a month until this process comes along and figure out, how to register and when these funds are going to come. It's not people that could do that. It's people that need things right now, and from life experience, I definitely understood that. So, you know, I was hands down ready to do whatever I could do, whatever in my power to bring my network of people and my pocketbook and everything else that's involved, you know what I'm saying, to pay it forward and give back right now, because I get it, you know what I'm saying? I get it. You know, I get that, you know, it's people that, you know, can't wait a month and a half, you know what I'm saying? So for an additional pot of revenue for families that need was just an amazing thing.
I love it. And just for everybody that is on, just to kind of catch everybody up, you know, we're on with Tez Bryant, you know, just extraordinaire, co-CEO, Blueprint, COO, Young Money Entertainment. He's doing amazing things, and just want to let you know that givetogethernow.org. You can go there. You can give money. You know, whether it's $1, $5, it's $100. We've already raised $8.2 million, and we're giving
8.2 million.
we're giving money to amazing families that are really in need right now during COVID-19. People are struggling. They need the money. This gets the money directly to them. But going back, you know, people can find that success like you found that success during your own personal uncertain times. Lil Wayne, he looked at you and he said, look, Tez, you got that gift. But how, you know, in a similar fashion that people are using their gifts, which is their ties, their money, in order to help other people through, you know, Give Together Now, how, you know, how have you used your gifts to help others, even people that might have been possibly overlooked? You know, maybe some people that got stereotyped because they might have like gold teeth in their mouth, or stereotyped because they got too many tattoos on them. You know, how did you use your gifts to identify really maybe one of the best performing female artists that's out there?
Um, I say, I mean, for as my music career, man, I don't even, 16 years later, 16 years later, I just think, you know, it's the timing of how God ordered my steps and brought these people in my life
Mm-hmm.
is just incredible, you know, and the life experiences that He's given me to be equipped for those moments when He brought these people in life, I'm so thankful for. You know, I don't even know you know, how to, you know, why the cards fell in my way like they fell and gave me so much success. But you know, once I got them, I knew it was my job, especially as a manager. You know, you're putting someone's life in your hand, you know,
Yeah.
in business, So, so you have to understand that. You have to understand that these people is, you know, trusting you with their lives, and you know, you have to do things that think outside the box to make sure you maximize on that opportunity. You know, so for my artist clients, family, you know, that was all about thinking outside of music. You know what I'm saying? I knew music was the hottest people. I've said this a lot. A lot of people have heard me say it. The hottest people in music is went cold at certain points. Michael
Yep.
Jackson had a cold moment. You know what I'm saying? Prince had a cold moment. You know,
Whoa, whoa,
so
whoa, whoa, whoa,
yeah, yeah,
whoa,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
whoa,
He's
whoa,
like, look,
whoa,
and
whoa,
he's like my
whoa, whoa.
all-time
You can't
favorite.
wait. You
I'm
can't talk
telling you.
about Prince. You
I'm
can't.
saying,
You can't.
I'm a
Prince has
Prince
never had a
fan,
cold
dog.
moment ever, ever.
I don't know, man. I don't know. After the sign and some of them albums, I was just like, you know, I feel like every artist go through that cycle. I don't know. The only person that's been, I mean, listen, Drake is an anomaly right now because he's been consistent since he's been in the game. You know what I'm saying? Something I haven't saw, and I feel like history just gonna make it. He's gonna be defined history like he is doing right now with the numbers. But other than that, man, like I feel like but I just understood that philosophy coming in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to tell my artists, like, you know, we got to uh, think outside the box and build your brand and build your business. So whereas though, you know, Lord forbid something happens, your voice goes out, you know, or you just might want to wake up one day and say, I just want to, you know, hang up the microphone and I'm done, you know? So, you know, you have to build brands and think outside the box to, you know, to build that up. So to do that, you know, I could use Wayne as an example early on. It was rough, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, to build, you know, he was beloved for music, still prolific in what he's done in music, but outside of that, you know, corporate America, when you talk about doing business and doing deals, you know, in early 2000s, you know, there still was a bunch of stereotypes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Still a bunch of the people at the top
There's still stereotypes even right now.
look a certain type of way, you know. So, you know, tats in the face, grills, and subject matter of music, people's not touching that, you know, like I don't want to touch that. So I had to figure out how to break that barrier down in order to, you know what I'm saying, in order to help my artists achieve these moments that I'm telling them, you know, I'm telling them we should be thinking about for us building brands and pouring that into another element of their portfolio.
Right.
So, you know, I had to get creative, man. So I can remember my first deal, which I understood. I took Jackson State. I took an advertising class. Listen, I took an advertising class at Jackson State, man. Never forget. And I gained a lot from that class. You know, one thing I gained about understanding consumers and understanding what buyers, you know, what move these corporations, these brands. You know what I'm saying? That was just targeting the next younger consumer so they can have brand loyalty and they can grow with them. So you're drinking Coke it's your favorite drink when you're 10, 11. Let's catch you there so you could be 40 and 50 still going to the grocery store and Coke is your favorite brand, right? So I understood how the advertiser and how the corporation thought, and I knew their target audience. So what I was paying attention to as we were touring, right? As we were touring, and thanks to my partner Sean G, Blueprint partner, one of the co-CEOs. He's our touring guru for the company. You know, he taught us how to shift the bag and get out the Chitlin circuit, we call it, out the rough club, out the club circuit, and really do concert tickets and real ticketing business for touring, for concerts, right? Because that brought us and exposed us to a different audience. I didn't realize, basically, to be cut and frank and dry, I didn't realize so many white people were waiting. So it was just like, you know, once we learned touring the correct way, I started seeing his audience, you know, and I was just like, okay. I was like, all right, so we have an audience that's way more diverse than what we were thinking because we were just playing the same club circuit all the time. So as I you know, as I was taking all those things, you know what I'm saying, taking fundamentals I learned in college to, you know what I'm saying, understanding who my audience was, the demographic, the age range. You know, every concert, before I was a DJ. I started off with DJ, security, assistant. I wasn't only manager. I started off with all the goddamn jobs. I was like, listen, I had all the job, man. I had all the job. So, before I DJ, I go in the audience just to. I did this every show. I just walk around. I still do this. I still do this to this day. You know what I'm saying? With anybody, I walk around just to pay attention and look at who's the audience that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Who you
gotta feel it. You gotta know who the people are that you're talking to.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people miss that.
Right. So this is market research for me. You know what I'm saying? So all this is market research. I'm looking at my consumers. So, you know, so when it comes to the point like, okay, we're buzzing, you know, I understand where hip hop is going at this time, you know, because I see hip hop is diversified and becoming more global. I think the internet did us the digital age did justice for hip hop music and expanded the hip hop music to a global force like it did back then, early 2000s, you know, LimeWire days and all those days. So I see what's going on. So now corporate America, right? But we still can't get in those doors. We're making a lot of money touring, records selling. We own every feature. You know, Wayne's doing every feature. So he's hot, like fish grease hot, right? But corporate America, like, nah, what the hell? Tax, we can't. We don't want him representing our brand. So I can remember our first meeting. One of my first meetings, it was just like, you know, I could feel the tension in the room. It's probably about it's a young black executive who gets it, right? But he's on the look. But he's the introduction. You know, bring it on. You know, let's bring these people in. He sees the vision, but he doesn't have the power. But I'm in a room with a bunch of older white guys. You know, and you know, so the meeting's going, and you know, we're talking, we're flowing. I think they feel me. You know, what I'm saying, they feel the energy. They see that, okay, at least okay, they got some type of intelligence and thought process behind them. But
Come
I
on, you're
don't feel
magnet
like
school.
I still feel like I didn't get them yet, right? So,
Okay.
but I had my goddamn my last minute cheat code right there in my pocket, tucked in my pocket. So I was just like, I was like, so my thing was ask the CEOs, CMOs, whoever was in the room, hey, do you have any kids or
Hmm.
grandkids? How old? Getting, yeah, they love talking about their grand. Oh yeah, my grandbaby, she's 12, 13. She's listening. I think she listened to hip hop. I was like, why don't you call them up and tell them
Oh,
that you're in a room
you
with
put them on the you put them on the spot.
put them on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, so so they call like, oh my God, granddad, oh my God, little Wayne, that's the greatest,
And just
and
blew
that's
their
it.
mind. Just
And
blew
that
their
and
mind.
I knew that they pay attention to their grandkids and their kids, whether that age range, that bubble, as their future buyers. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that. So and that's how the first deal happened. And from then it was on us and it was on Wayne. You know what I'm saying? It was on my part of nurturing the deal, making sure the deal was good. And it was on Wayne showing up and proving he's not the average stereotype. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So
love that.
he was exemplifying the professional of meeting the deliverables for whatever deal that we had, knocking it out the park. They saw the results, and from then word kind of travels, and it's been expanding deal after deal after that. Like Drake come along, it's easy. You know what I'm saying? So he got AT&T, Sprite, Kodak. He had so many deals. Clean cut, light skin, half Jewish. Like it was easy as all know what. But Dwayne, uh, early on beginnings was a tough wall to break down. But I was determined. I want to make sure that when we talk about paying it forward and pouring more into artists and my artists than just the average looking at them just as for their music capabilities and expanding outside the box. That's what it was, and I think it's helped us grow the brand,
Yeah.
grow the Young Money brand, and the brands of every artist that we have to have them to where as though now they could take care of their families and their kids straight, their kids, and we start building generational wealth.
Yeah, and I think from Stand Together's perspective, want to do the same thing, bring together diverse people to make a bigger difference that we could on our own. It's about a win-win scenario, right? And I
Right.
think it's it factor that Wayne saw in you that allowed you to expand that gift into the other people that you were able to mentor, but then also how you're able to take your background and use that cheat code, right, to
Hmm.
go into the room so that Mr. Smith could essentially call their grandkids and you could close the deal. And it kind of all brings things back to this necessary aspect of collaboration, right? And
Yeah.
you've been incredibly successful at diversifying the talent pool of people that you're working with so that they too can cross genres.
Yeah.
And I and I and I
Absolutely.
and I think that is powerful. I mean, I heard about Lil Wayne working with Blink 182. Who would have thought about that?
Yeah. 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 Absolutely, man. We had to think outside the box. One thing about Wayne, and it's been a pleasure of doing those type of things. He's his it comes from him also. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna about to sit here and take all the damn credit. But he's an outside thinker. He never wants to
Mm.
be put inside of a box. And he's always been, he's 30 some years old, jumped on a skateboard. It's my job to when I see those type of things to turn that into revenue business. All right,
Or
let's start truck pick. Let me put
or
you on X Games. You know what I'm saying? And
put
start
some
thinking,
elbow pads and make sure you got a helmet on.
yeah. So yeah, I was scared as hell in the beginning, but when I saw he was determined, he never been the type of person that had a think inside the box attitude. So
Mm.
that helped me. Like I said, we grew. He was here before. He had success before I got there. He saw something in me, and he had this mentality from, um, he knew he was destined to do what he was doing. So he helped ship and mold me. It was a blessing to working with him first as my first managing client because I never thought about, looking at things in the perspective of thinking inside the box. So Blink 182,
Right.
when those type of things come up, it makes sense. When American Eagle deal, we just did a clothing campaign for Young Money Clothing came up. I was like, okay, we can make this work. You know what I'm saying? Like people would be like, American Eagle, that's probably like hippie white kids, suburban white kids and wear that. But it's our audience, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We could do, Neiman Marcus collaboration last year, which we did on a high end level, and turn around and do American Eagle because it's no box. The sky is the limit. You know what I'm saying? The sky is the limit. And that's kind of how I think about things. And piggybacking off of the concept of togetherness, I want to tap on that because it's going back to my college days. So my percussion section at the Jackson State University, plug.
I love how you have 3 plugs and you got all the right gear in the right place
Right
to
there.
make sure that everybody knows.
This is life for me. Hey, I live and breathe my high school and my college alma mater. So I think the working together and the leadership aspect came at that point. You know what I'm saying? My percussion section is called WT, but our whole philosophy, War and Thunder, but our whole philosophy is working together. You know what I'm saying? You're only as strong as your weakest link.
Yep.
That's kind of take the smallest man. You're not good unless the smallest man is succeeding in doing good. One of the highlights I had, one of my best friends still to this day, Shawty Black, we played the same instrument, right? And I was a little bit ahead of him because I played the instrument in high school when he was transitioning from one instrument to the other, right? So the leaders in the drum line, on the drum line, the percussion section was just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how good you are.
Right.
If we don't see him at least becoming better each day by day, week by week, you're not marching in the game. So it was like no matter what kind of skills you have, you won't be marching in that game unless we see him coming up. So people have asked me in the band world, like in the marching band world, like what was kind of some of your most rewarding moments there, and it goes back to my freshman year, when he finally was able to march in the game next to me, that was the best feeling ever. You know what I'm saying? That was the best feeling ever because I knew he worked so hard and I was working every day, and me seeing him, it gave me a whole nother energy and a whole nother spirit. And that's what working together is all about.
Right.
Picking up the lower person and reaching down to the lower person and bringing them together. And that's the philosophy. I took that from Jackson State to family to business. To business, how we run our company. And Blueprint Group, the management side of the company, that's how we are. We've been working together as executives that work in cohesion, or everybody working together. Everybody has a say. So, from the personal assistant, to the co-CEOs. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. If everybody comes together, stands together, and works together, we're a powerful force. I feel like we're unstoppable, no matter where that is, whether it's in raising money right now and uniting for this powerful force of reaching back down to the people who may not have, and who may not have when you have, to your family, to your relationships, what I'm saying, to just you in your workplace, the football teams, what I'm saying, they say that, what I'm saying, the better teams is the ones that's gelling and that's uniting, right? In sports, people, sometimes you get these teams that come about and people don't understand because they might not have the talent, but them coming together and working together as a unit, brings a whole different spirit and motivation, that turns into success.
Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to reiterate what you said, but you're only as strong as your weakest link. And in strengthening that weakest link, as you're talking about with your band, the sky is truly the limit, right? And so with Give Together Now, like I said, everybody that's watching right now, Tez Bryant, Blueprint, Young Money Entertainment, represented so many different people. We're really out here raising money, raising awareness for Give Together Now. Hashtag Give Together Now, givetogethernow.org. You can contribute as much money as you possibly can. This money is really going to those that are in need. And I just, like I said, I just keep loving your story. And it's really about the societal impact that we make as a community, right? You talked about it earlier about your son, about that legacy. I think us as a generation, us as a community, will be remembered for what actually happens right now, right? During this turbulent time as people. And I think that's what's so important about Give Together Now. So as you all, as you guys have had Blueprint and Young Money, you guys are getting involved in philanthropy. How has Give Together Now become a part of that? How has your thought, as you've kind of moved into the world of legacy, how have you thought about giving back?
So many ways, man. I feel like I think after this 16 years been a journey in this business, and it's usually been a go, and I really never sat down and stopped and reflected. What I'm saying? I really haven't reflected on the things that I've done. It takes, it was a couple years ago. I was at South by Southwest Festival, and one of the younger artists came up to me and was like, "Yo, OG." I had to look at like, what you talking about, OG?
You're like, wait a minute. I'm still young. I'm still
out here in these streets. What you mean, OG?
That was before
right?
River came along, though.
Yeah. So, but that was like the first moment. This is like 4 years ago. The first moment of, and I sat down and I talked to this artist for a minute out there, and and he was just telling me, yo, the impact you had, this person, that person, I know you behind the scenes, I studied this, studied that, and I didn't even realize, because me, it's just work, what I'm saying, work and with ultimate goals of making sure my artists fulfill their dreams, right? So I never really looked at it like that, but I slowed down and I was just like, so over the years, over the last couple years, I've been more into doing things like, I'm like strictly behind the scenes, bro. I'm not the person in front of the camera. This is my first time on my live ever, right? So I'm not the person that's just in your face. It's all about just the heads down, putting in the work, getting things done, But recently I've been into, more, I've come to realize that, okay, Tez, you may have done a couple things that, or at least you're inspiring people that may want to hear from you and may need to see. So I've been doing a couple panels and speaking panels, and in my own life, what I'm saying, we have a couple different things are popping off for us. My own philanthropic effort and some of my partners with Blueprint Group Education, which we're doing a lot of things, like I say, in the space, because education is important to me, which is, and trying to figure out the filling in the gap and using, music and hip hop and the influence that it has on the world right now, since it's the biggest genre in the world, to kind of connect the dots and bring the kids in to help them learn and grow into, whether it's that space or find themselves by using that as a vessel, And it's another company I'm launching later on this year. It's called Be Great. What I'm saying? The Be Great is a platform. Be Great is a platform. You familiar with masterclass, where you have all these different people from prominent businesses and areas in life, giving basically a crash course of their journey and their way.
Look, people need to learn from other people.
Right. So Be Great. Right. So
they need to learn.
Right. So Be Great is just that. It's a platform, but the difference is it's going to be people like us. What I'm saying? I told you back in high school,
the people that you saw in class,
growing up,
that you looked up to.
Right, that looked like me, what I'm saying, that I could believe that I could do it, because growing up in my neighborhood, there wasn't no doctors around me, wasn't living in my neighborhood. So to see that, so this is a platform for Black executives and prominent people around the world that's just going to be giving the Jews, I'm partnering up with HBCUs to try to give this information for free, because HBCUs are dear to my heart, just so we could have that vessel and that funnel for these people to learn, to these people to learn and grow from people that, you know, kind of look like them so they can identify with them. People that might have still have their backstory, you know, that came from eating corn and rice and sugar sandwiches and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, all I want to tell you is this. I want to make sure that I'm able to sign up. Hopefully, you'll be able to have me on there. I don't know if I can talk about anything. Maybe I can talk about. Maybe I can talk a little bit about football. Maybe I can talk a little bit about TV. But I think that what you're doing legacy-wise, that's what you'll be remembered for. I mean, that's ultimately in a lot of people's minds. Like that's what should keep you up late at night, because you know you can do as much as you want in terms of work, but the things that you leave behind for the young people so that they can learn. I love the fact that you went to a historically Black college. I mean, I went to the University of Michigan, so I had a little bit of a different experience, right?
Right.
I didn't see as many. I mean, Michigan was very, very progressive, but I didn't see as many. And I talk to people all the time about people need to be able to see those bright lights, right?
Absolutely.
And those bright lights in the sky need to be diversified. You know, it's not just the music, it's not just the athletes, but it's the doctors, it's the lawyers, it's the people that are behind the scenes. And I know you work heavily not only on the philanthropic side in terms of raising awareness around education and other areas, but you're also trying to figure out how to get people prepared in the music industry in other ways too. So you don't always have to be an artist. You can do other things too.
Absolutely. I think, and that's key. And definitely the education piece of it all with BPG, Blueprint Group Education, is definitely centered around that. You know, trying to build a curriculum on the business of sports and music behind the scene, because like I said, the people that look like us who's not privy enough to have that access,
Right.
You know, only knows about the rappers and the athletes. They don't know about the tons of jobs behind the scenes that they have, you know, that they can get, and it's something that they can be passionate about. Everybody's not going to be lucky enough, you know what I'm saying, to be in the NFL and get whooped by my Cowboys like you know what I'm saying? But so, but it's a whole lot out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm just
right.
like I'm not the artist at all. I'm able to take care of my family, my mother, you know, make sure my newborn son is been blessed enough to be born into, you know, a situation that, you know, I've never have things that I've never had. So that's what it's about. So my bad, call came in.
Oh, where'd he go? Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, call came in. Yeah.
Well, I see that tree in the background of your screen, and pretty soon your son will be as tall as that tree.
Yeah.
So congratulations. And I just want to make sure you knew, just a couple shout outs. Akbar, he gave you a shout out.
Here?
Akbar gave you a shout out. Euro gave you a shout out. David gave you a shout
out. Akbar, my God. Yeah. Well, you breaking up.
I appreciate all your answers. I want to give people an opportunity to ask a couple questions. So 5, you know, asked about, you know, how do you give? More importantly, I want to kind of, and T Krieger, you just go to givetogethernow.org, and right underneath the screen, it kind of shows the different areas of which you can contribute, and you can give it different increments. And Evan Feinberg, who is the executive director of Foundation, Stand Together Foundation, he's answering questions in the background. You can kind of see him through there. He can answer a lot of those questions. But the most important thing to do is go to givetogethernow.org, and in order to kind of give money. Nina Packer, how did you learn? I think that's the question she wants to ask you. Tez, is like, how did you learn along the way? How did you pick up those little nuggets? You mentioned those jewels, right? I love how you called it those jewels. How did you compile the jewels along the way?
I think that it was by trial and error. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really got pushed into, I really got, like I said, we talked about business. We're talking about business. We talked about the music business. It was about trial and error. You know what I'm saying? Everything hasn't been peaches and cream and sweet
Right.
along the way. This journey was not at all easy. It was very hard early on. So I learned from experience. You know what I'm saying? What I did was, the best thing I could have done was take those principles and values that I've learned in college, and I learned in high school, and just being the person that my mom raised me to be, and try to put those things into common sense,
Mm-hmm.
in bringing it to the business that I knew nothing about. And from there, it was just about, being a fly on the wall, listening a lot, what I'm saying, reading, paying attention. I'm probably usually the most quiet person in a room, believe it or not. But my observant skills is like impeccable, because I'm paying attention to everything and everything, everything people say. So, I try to put myself in places and around people, and in rooms, where it was people that was way smarter than me, and I tried and picked it up. And then from there, it was trial and error. I knew things that I had in my head, um, um, I knew things that I had in my head. A great thing that happened to me early on was I met my business partners that we're partners today in Blueprint Group, because they had, so what happened was my partner G. Roberson, he, one of the co-CEOs of Blueprint Group, he had Kanye West at the time. He like started with Jay-Z,
Wow.
Rockefeller, and he started managing Kanye, right? So Kanye was a couple steps ahead in success. And, we was trying to, he was trying to meet me, and I had heard about him. We ran into each other randomly I was talking to a mutual friend. And it was like, do y'all know each other? We just so happened to have been looking for each other, right? So when we sat down, we met and we talked for a couple hours, realized we was the same person. Our values the same, how we do business, how we look at business, how we work together. And he helped me a lot along the way. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like he was able to, with the success of Kanye, he was able to take me. I was talking to the like entry level people at the labels and things like that. It was like, nah. You need to meet the CEO of this company, CEO of that company, CEO of that company. So he showed me a lot of things. He made a lot of things that I already had in my mind make sense about hit songs and hit records. Like he made a lot of those things make sense. And then he brought me into his world. We merged as a team. And then he had his people that he already been working with, who still our partners today, the Sean G's, Al Brands, Gene Nelson's, Brian Calhoun, our core team we've been having for the last 13 years, right? He introduced me to all those guys. So we had Kanye and Wayne at the same time. We merged,
Wow.
and it was like, and from there, and Baby and Slim, with the experiences they had in the business, on the business side of things, from Cash Money, was being very supportive when we were starting Young Money, for the ideas, what I'm saying, and letting artists be artists, and helping support that. It was a lot along the way, a lot of people along the way, a lot of conversations, as older managers that I just have conversation. I just pick up on jewels, man, and I just take it all in, and then I have to go out there and use it in a certain type of way. Sometimes it's been good, like I said, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Sometimes it's been me jumping out there with no insight and learning from my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that no mistake or no failure, I don't look at no mistake or no failure as a real failure. You know what I'm saying? I just
Mm-hmm.
look at it as
A
I look
teachable
at it back
moment.
as a teachable moment, right? A teachable moment that I learned from my experience, and I could grow. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what life is all about, growth.
Well, life is truly about growth, and I think you hit the nail on the head. It's truly a teachable moment. If you've given us a teachable moment for all of us, on Instagram Live and Stand Together Live, to be great. So big shout out to your educational platform, Blueprint Education. You guys are doing an amazing job. And for everybody out there, go to givettogethernow.org. I
Get
think
together now. Yes.
givettogethernow.org, and it's in Tez's bio. You can kind of go right to the link, and you can give as much money as you can. We're up to $8.5 million that we're going to be able to
There
give
we
away
go.
to families that are truly in need.